warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sisi Cahyati, students of Department Biology Education, Faculty Education and Teacher Training of Sebelas Maret University. I'm here to talk about global warming. First of all, I would like to thank our lecturer, Mr. Hassan, and fellow students. A study by scientists at the World Health Organization determined that 154,000 people die every year from the effects of global warming. These numbers could almost double by 2020. We estimate that climate change might already be causing in the regions of 154,000 deaths a year. Professor Andrew Hess of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine told a climate change conference in Hence said the study suggested climate change could bring some health benefits, such as lower cold-related mortality and greater crop yields in temperate zones. But this will be greatly outweighed by increased rates of other diseases. Harris mentioned that small shift in temperatures, for instance, could extend the range of mosquitoes that spread malaria. Water supplies could be contaminated by floods, for instance, which could also wash away crops. I have been interested in science, life, and nature since I was in primary school. Since then, I joined many campaigns and made my own research through reading and experimenting myself based on science subjects that I learned in school. Till now, I'm still committing it in my daily life just to make sure that I can contribute to curb global warming. Today, I would like to share what I've learned about global warming and its causes. First, I'd like to enlighten the problem of global warming. Second, describe the cause of global warming. Last but not least, discuss what we can do as an individual to do our part to help save the planet from global warming. Global warming is affecting many parts of the world. Global warming makes the sea rise, and when the sea rises, the water covers many lowland islands. This is a big problem for many of the plants, animals, and people on islands. The water covers the plants and causes some of them to die. When they die, the animals lose a source of food along with their habitat. Although animals have a better ability to adapt to what happens than plants do, they may die also. When the plants and animals die, people lose the source of food, plant food, and animal food. They may also lose their homes. As a result, they would also have to leave the area or die. This would be called a break in the food chain, or a chain reaction, one thing happening that leads to another and so on. The oceans are affected by global warming in other ways as well. Many things that are happening to the ocean are linked to global warming. One thing that is happening is warm water, caused from global warming, is harming and killing algae in the ocean. Algae are a producer that you can see floating on the top of the water. A producer is something that makes food for other animals through photosynthesis like grass. These floating green algae are food to many consumers in the ocean. A consumer is something that eats the producer. One kind of a consumer is small fish. There are many others like crabs, some whales, and many other animals. Fewer algae are a problem because there is less food for us and many animals in the sea. Global warming is doing many things to people as well as animals and plants. It is killing algae, but it is also destroying many huge forests. The pollution that causes global warming is linked to acid rain. Acid rain gradually destroys almost everything it touches. Global warming is also causing many more fires that wipe out whole forests. This happens because global warming can make the earth very hot. In forests, some plants and trees' leaves can be so dry that they catch on fire. The next point, I would like to describe the cause of global warming. Many things cause global warming. One thing that causes global warming is electrical pollution. Electricity causes pollution in many ways, some worse than others. In most cases, fossil fuels are burned to create electricity. Fossil fuels are made of dead plants and animals. Some examples of fossil fuels are oil and petroleum. Many pollutant chemicals that pollute the air, water, and land are sent into the air when fossil fuels are burned. Some of these chemicals are called greenhouse gases. We use these sources of energy much more than the sources that give off less pollution. Petroleum, one of the sources of energy, is used a lot. It is used for transportation, making electricity, and making many other things. Although this source of energy gives off a lot of pollution, it is used for 38% of the energy. Some other examples for using energy and polluting the air are: 1. Turning on a light. 2. Watching TV. 3. Listening to a stereo. 4. Washing or drying clothes. 5. Using a hair dryer. 6. Riding in a car. 7. Heating a meal in the microwave. 8. Using an air conditioner. 9. Playing a video game. 10. Using a dishwasher. When you do these things, you are causing more greenhouse gases to be sent into the air. Greenhouse gases are sent into the air because creating the electricity you use to do these things causes pollution. If you think of how many times a day you do these things, it is a lot. You even have to add in how many other people do these things. That turns out to be a lot of pollution going into the air a day because of people like us using electricity. The least amount of electricity you use, the better. When we throw our garbage away, the garbage goes to landfills. Landfills are those big seals that you go by on an expressway that stinks. They are full of garbage. The garbage is then sometimes burned. This sends an enormous amount of greenhouse gases into the air and makes global warming worse. Another thing that makes global warming worse is when people cut down trees. Trees and other plants collect carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide is the air that our body lets out when we breathe. With fewer trees, it is harder for people to breathe because there is more CO2 in the air and we don't breathe CO2, we breathe oxygen. Plants collect the CO2 that we breathe out, and they give back oxygen that we breathe in. With fewer trees and other plants such as algae, there is less air for us and more greenhouse gases are sent into the air. This means that it is very important to protect our trees to stop the greenhouse effect, and also so we can breathe and live. This gas CO2 collects light and heat, radiant energy produced by the sun, and this makes the earth warmer. The heat and light from the sun is produced in the center of the sun. The sun has layers just like the earth. As a result of this process, we get light and heat. When you pollute, you send chemicals into the air that destroy our atmosphere, so more heat and light cannot escape from the Earth's atmosphere. Then, what should we do as humans to help save the planet from global warming? As an individual, we can do many things to try to stop global warming. One thing we can do is carpooling. Carpooling is driving with someone to a place that you are both going to. This minimizes the amount of greenhouse gases put into the air by a car. Another thing that we can do is being more careful about leaving things turned on like the television, computer, and the light. A lot of people are taking time away from the television and instead they are spending more time outdoors. This helps our planet out a lot. Now, more people are even riding buses, walking to school, and riding their bikes to lower the amounts of greenhouse gases in the air. Planting trees and recycling also helps. If you recycle, less trash goes to the dump and less trash gets burned. As a result, there are fewer greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. Watch what you buy. Many things such as hairspray and deodorant now are made to have less of an impact of the atmosphere. Less greenhouse gases will rise into the air and global warming will slow down. The last, I should give conclusion about this topic. I think everyone has known and understood the problem, cause, and solution for global warming. In conclusion, global warming, the gradual warming of the earth from human activity, is an important concern to all of us. If you want to know why we have global warming, listen for the falling trees, watch the industrial smokestacks darkening the sky, and smell the exhaust fumes we are pumping in the air. It's easy to paint a dark picture of the future. Tough choices to be made between continued global warming or fundamentally changing our lifestyle. Girl story on how global warming can sneak up on us. If dropped into a pot of boiling water, a frog will quickly jump out. But if the same frog is put into a pot and the water is slowly heated, the frog will stay put until boiled alive. So, it is with pollution. If we don't wake up to the slow heating of our environment, we might jump too late. The more we know about global warming, the more likely we are to jump and the less likely we are to be cooked. Today I discussed the enlighten the problem of global warming. Second, I discussed how the causes of global warming. Finally, I discussed about what we can do to save the planet from global warming. Thank you all for being here today and taking the time to patiently listen to what I had to say. I wish you all a blessed day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.